All right, everybody, we need to take a moment to talk about the sickness of Sophia Bush, who I fucking hate. Not even because it really didn't start, my despise for this piece of shit did not even start until I started watching her victimize herself, talk about herself on a podcast, as she calls it. What does she call it? Work in progress. I'm sorry, but you are a mental case, and these bitches should not. This is illegal. It's absolutely illegal. She's in one sentence telling you about women in the. There ain't no expectation for women to be kind. That's made up. That's 1950s shit, and you're a millionaire. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't have any balls. That's for damn sure. And you're lazy because you can't distinguish what you actually like and what you don't like, because that ADHD thing that you're talking about isn't about you not being able to keep attention where it needs to go. It's called you're chasing a carrot and you have no fucking clue who you are, and you live and work in an industry and you try to be friends with people like Paris Hilton. That's why you have that ADHD diagnosis, is so that you can run around and relate to people who you created ADHD in. It's really amazing to watch Sophia Bush conversate with a man versus a woman. It's definitely distinct when you watch clips of little inklings from her conversations of her whisper. It's all really mental illness. That's called gaslighting. Her kindness is gaslighting, because there is nothing behind her action of what she thinks is kind to authentically be kind. That's the same thing with, part of it is the woman that she's actually with is a narcissist who's abusing her. So I told everybody about this when that soccer player was still with the ex, and they also have kids, by the way. And I told you in a video that she's a narcissist. She's a sadistic narcissist. She's a soccer player. And now Sophia Bush has always been mentally ill. Never did I watch One Tree Hill, by the way, but that character that she plays in that television show, as I have seen scenes here and there, because I'm involved in almost all of television, because I was just curious. I'd maybe watch 5 minutes and then lose interest and then go to something else and then stay to my. Because I don't like gossip, except for 90210. That was the extent of the gossip. That was like child's play shit compared to what One Tree Hill. Because it's like trenching roots from One Tree Hill and Gossip Girl. That's like sadistic. That's not high school shit. No, that's teaching sadistic behavior while you look for ratings, while these women look for selfish gain. That's what we need to look at when it comes to these women in politics and in Hollywood. This is your sign that these people are sick and mentally ill, because they're all involved in the Ponzi scheme. Because Sophia Bush was in Cannes Lions sitting at the table of the water table with Mona Van sitting there with her soccer player girlfriend, with Gary Vee standing in front of the group telling everybody how he's going to contribute $10 million to where now he's hosting a podcast on a work in progress, which was posted apparently 5 days ago. See, a real person who's really up to this conversation around helping people don't want to speak to millions of people, because they want to really learn the craft of how they can help people, not fuel their brand and image. Understand what I just said. A person who really is out to distinguish themselves in the business of influence, which is not their definition of influence, by the way, but we're not going to talk about that. The person that slowly grows their platform, it's very multidimensional, by the way, because you're also dealing with aliens and demons and competition from people like Sophia Bush, but a real person that really wants to help people, an old version of helping people, not getting people to be famous, which is all Gary Vee's content. It's all about you become, like, if you really take a look at his shit, it's all about you becoming famous. Take a look at it, Gary Vee. If you really take a look at what you've produced based on what you've done in the last 4 years, your entire content platform is all about how you're going to be famous, how they're going to be famous, how you can grow with money. And that is some sick ass shit. And they all saw that your influence and your effect on people, how you're affected people, and they wanted a little taste of that, and you always give it to them. And now you've created a Ponzi scheme because you don't actually deliver on anything. And what do I mean by that? Maybe people grow. She obviously only grew because she said she'd do bad brand deals with Kamala Harris. You may have made people grow because you created them to be a gimmick or a brand, but they sure as hell didn't grow as people, and they sure as hell didn't grow their audience to be better people. And that's the ultimate goal for any influencer out there, is to create a world that you have a legacy that's actually worth living, not a Sophia Bush standing in front of your face who talks like this and says, I love decaf coffee, while she talks as if she's the victim. How insane are you? I mean, it's clear in the video that he's uncomfortable talking to you. And you're literally the most annoying person. I mean, this is delusion in your face. These people are not willing to recognize how delusional they are in existence. They don't understand the woman from Nebraska or the man from Missouri. They don't understand the steel worker from Pennsylvania or the farmer in Florida who grows oranges. They don't understand the nurse practitioner who lives in South Carolina, who works 12-hour shifts 3 to 4 days a week, or a doctor who's a heart surgeon who lives in New York, upstate. She has no capability to teaching or talking to anyone. So who is she talking to? She's talking to the people in LA, the only people she knows. So if you get caught in the crossfire of her coils, are you learning how the LA people feel and think? They're all from all over the country. They're the lowest in high school because all people who grew up in real cities and real towns and small towns specifically, none of them wanted to go to LA and be actresses. Only a small, we had inklings in high school, and then it dissipates and goes away. So all of them moved to LA and created this new form of what LA became, which is not actually what LA is. And then nobody fought for it because industry was industry. And then women like Heather Lamusa and Sunset and Paris Hilton grew up, and Kim Kardashian grew up, and they wanted to live that life of luxury that's all fake and bullshit, and abuse everybody in the process, and never having any feeling or regard on anyone that they created a negative existence for. See, Kim K has actually caused people to off themselves. And then she says, I didn't do that. Yes, you did. But you still worship the ground she walks on, and then when someone else does it, you talk bad about them. But why don't you do that about Kim Kardashian or Kamala Harris or Hillary Clinton? Because it isn't equality. It isn't equal living. It's not the same when a rich person who has a famous status, is it? It isn't until they speak up about it. And then all of a sudden everything's unequal. But it's always been unequal. And the only people that are being able to be seen are the ones who are creating the inequality. What part of that don't you understand? That Sophia Bush is sickening, is disgraceful, is disgusting, is not worth listening to.